Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to be talking about condominiums and both the pros and cons of condo living. But before we get started, my name is Eleah Sims and I'm part of the Gateway Realty team here in Melfort, Saskatchewan. If you are interested in learning more about real estate related topics, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's begin by talking about the pros of living in a condominium. So number one, amenities. I'm sure that many of you have heard of the different amenities that come with living in some condos. Not all condos offer a wide range of amenities, but depending on how large your city is and where you live, you may have amenities like swimming pools, fitness centers, different recreational activities that are all under one roof. So that's a huge pro if you're interested in going to the gym, if you like swimming, if you like doing all of those different things, not even having to leave the building is obviously a huge positive. All right, so number two is maintenance. A huge advantage to living in a condo is that the condo association or the homeowners association takes care of the maintenance of the building. So this would include different repairs of the building and obviously to the maintenance of the lawn and snow removal and all of those things and the common areas. So the condo owner doesn't actually have to worry about any of those kinds of things. It's just all taken care of by the association. So this can save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of your own efforts if you don't have to take care of all of these things on your own. So you are basically just responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of your unit or your condo unit. And I honestly think this is why when you think of a condo, me personally, I think of either young people just starting out or I think of elderly people. And it's because most of the time, these two groups of people do not want a lot of maintenance when it comes to owning a property. All right, so number three is security. So most condominiums do have security measures in place. So this could be gated entrances, security guards, video surveillance, depending on where you are. But I would say that most do have a sort of buzzing system where you buzz in, if somebody wants to get into your building, they have to buzz a unit of someone that they know. And now even you'll see a lot of systems where it's a video monitor and you can actually see the person on the other end that's trying to get into the building. So not just anybody off the street can walk into the building. So this does make things a lot safer for the condo owners. So number four is community. So living in a condo with so many people under one roof can foster a sense of community. So the more that you go to these different recreational centers, the fitness center and the common areas, the more you're likely to build relationships with other condo owners in your building. And it's just easier to start new relationships, start new friendships. Then obviously if you're living in a single family home, you're not really going to be rubbing shoulders with people as often. Number five is location. So most condos are usually built in a sort of downtown or desirable location of a city. And so you're usually close to shopping centers, you're close to restaurants and just different amenities that you might want to be in walking distance to. So that's a huge positive to be in such a desirable location. Now let's explore some of the disadvantages to living in a condo. So number one is lack of privacy. So with, again, so many people under one roof, there's obviously going to be less privacy as you're going to be sort of sharing spaces with other people. You're going to be on the same floor as many other people living. And so sometimes noise can be a factor if you're having to listen to people walking in the hallways. Typically condos are built in such a way that they take that into consideration. And so they will make things like the floors fairly soundproof, so that's a good thing. But there is definitely less privacy when living in a condo. So number 2 is association rules and fees. So every condo does have an association, and they set rules, and there can be different regulations that are in place to maintain the appearance of the building and the functionality of the building. So there are just different things that you have to follow. So these rules could limit your freedom in making different decisions that have to do with your property. And there are also monthly condo fees that help to pay for all of the amenities that we talked about off of the start. So the recreational activities, the fitness center, the pools, and all of these things, the condo fees will be paying for those extra things, and then also will be paying for the maintenance of the building. And most condos, at least where I'm at, do include some the condo fees do include some utilities as well. Number 3 is limited control. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the last one, but an association is made up of a board. So there's a group of people, and they kind of make decisions about the management, the policies, just different things to do with the living environment in that condo that you don't really have any control over. So I'm going to give you an example of this. If, say, you purchased a condo in a building, and at that time it said that no pets were allowed, and perhaps you have an allergy to pets, and so you wanted to live in a condo with no pets. And then maybe 5 years later, there was a policy change, and they now allow pets to move into the building with an owner. So this isn't really something that you have any control over. Typically, they're not allowed in common areas, so it hopefully wouldn't affect an allergy anyways. But that's just an example of how policies and different decisions can be made that can affect you as well. All right, so number 4 is special assessments. So in some cases, there can be special assessments that are done in order to cover the cost of a major renovation that maybe there's not enough money in the reserve fund to pay for. So that means that all of the condo owners would have to put forward a certain amount of money to help to pay for that renovation. So this is something that can be somewhat unexpected in some cases, and so that can obviously cut into your budget, and just financially speaking is quite a disadvantage. And number 5 is resale challenges. So this one's kind of tricky because when reselling a condo, there are so many factors that can come into play, but a lot of times it's completely out of your control. So if, for example, a condo got a bad reputation for some reason, well, you may have difficulty selling your specific unit. And then also, depending on where you're located, the market may just have too many condos for sale. I know that recently in a larger city near me, there was just an overproduction of condos, and the market was just completely saturated with them, and it became very difficult and I guess just very competitive for sellers if you owned a condo, because there were just so many for sale. So that can be a situation, but obviously all of these things, it all depends on the market, and it all depends on the buyers and all of that as well. So there you have it, the pros and cons of condominium living. If you're considering a condo, make sure that you consider your lifestyle and your preferences, and even think long-term in your plans before making any decisions. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.